Well, we're starting to see, this is actually something I'm struggling with right now with days on market. So it was always, in my estimation, when the market was hot, it was up to 14 days. If you don't have an offer, something's wrong. And then realistically, it's 21 days. So I usually say, you know, at 21 days, we know where we're at. If we've got offers, we've got showings, if we've got no showings, we know where we're at. 21 days. Now the stats are starting to show that the average days on market are closer to 35. So maybe I'll ask this to you guys as like a legitimate advice. Should I then be telling my clients, hey, we should put off this price reduction from the 21-day mark because the average days on market is now out another 14 days?
But you got to look at those average days on market is for the properties that actually sold, obviously. How many of those that actually sold that are making up those average days on market made a price reduction before they sold?
I thought average days on market included all properties, even the ones that expire or terminate. It's just cumulative days.
Not in our market. Days on market only tracks sold in our market.
Because we take a look at days on market for sold, and then we take a look at days on market stickly. And that
we only have sold.
Also why you guys sound so fast by comparison. Because like my average days on market right now is in the 40s, but it also includes the stuff that just hangs out.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, the other thing that's fairly new to us is cumulative days on market. That's only been in the last couple of years. And also, even properties showing as pending on MLS is only a few years old here.
But yeah, we just got it this year. We're just fresh to we have now a differentiation between closed and pending, basically. As before, it was just sold like on the firm date, right? Conditions are off, it's sold. Well, now we actually have a pending.
You have a closed?
Yeah.
Ours doesn't switch to closed. I mean, you can look at the closing date, but it just
our
sold.
new system after the deal. Well, we can also go to under contract now, which is cool. Never do it, but
like sold conditional.
Yeah,
we do that all the time.
But now, when the sales actually firm, it will add in the subject removal date. So you'll be able to see how long the conditions were for other sales, and then when it goes. When it closes, the closing date then populates as well, so you can then determine how long it is to negotiate from accepted offer to conditions to actually close. So there are actually some pretty cool tools that you can use. I don't know if it would really sway my opinion on the market analysis, how long conditions were, but it would be interesting to see if the condition period is getting longer. Because I was talking to Tyrell in Kelowna the other day, and he was saying in Kelowna, it's not uncommon to have 21-day conditions. And I'm like, 21-day conditions?
What are they doing?
Exactly. What are you doing? Taking a vacation for the first 2 weeks of your condition removal time and then coming back and dealing with it?
Does your mortgage broker use an abacus?
Taylor, what's the average, and we'll get to, by the way, that your market is actually very hot right now and has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but what was the average inspection, financing, status review condition in Edmonton until more recently where there's less conditions, I'm guessing?
Yeah, normal was always like 10 or 12 days. I'm not talking business days either. I'm just talking total days.
Yeah, that's about what we're at now.
We were normally 5 business days for a typical resale. Actually recently I've had several offers for condos, and we were always a 5-day financing condition. Not always, and there's 7 now. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is there 2 extra days? No.
What is happening to the market in Toronto?
It's nothing to do with the market.
30% more days.
Apparently, the banks are basically just like, you need to give us 7 days now. It's mostly TD, I'm hearing, is saying this. And the mortgage broker's then relaying that. I'm like, well, we all know how it works. By day 4, when it's actually at the top of their desk, that's when they do it. And they're just pushing 2 more days on now.
Taylor, you're totally right. If City TV or CBC or somebody listens to this, then a week after this is out, we're going to see a report that says financing on new home construction takes 30% more time. Something stupid like that. Okay, I want to transition here. You have now then experienced the exact opposite of everywhere else in Canada, so it appears, or at least if you read the headlines. So you've gone now from, sure, you had some COVID times, and I'm sure the market picked up and that sort of thing. But rumor has it that 2025, Edmonton is the spot to be, and it's all roses and sunshine over there right now. The roses might be frozen half of the year, but it is roses and sunshine over there. So explain to me this last 6-7 month period, maybe even a year period, and why Edmonton has bucked the trend, and what that experience has been like of coming out of what felt like maybe 10 years or more of down.
Yeah, I'm super old. And what I mean by that is I've been in the real estate industry now for 20 years. I did mortgages for 8, I've done real estate for 12. And a brief history of our cyclic market is like in 2005 and 2006, our market went up an amazing amount here. Like houses appreciated by 50% in this, what we called the boom. And then we went into the US financial crisis. We had a rally with oil where we almost, for most properties, hit that high water mark going into 2014. But then in 2015, we had a combination of oil going down and also a provincial government that wasn't interested in looking at alternatives. And in that case, we just got stuck. So property went down 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Everybody else found that real estate was consuming the money we normally spend on travel and entertainment during COVID, right? Like, also people had to change because they were over-invested in location because they weren't driving to the job they used to go to. And they were under-invested in characteristics because now the kids had to do school from home and work from home and they didn't have spots for that. So we saw this huge shuffle, right? But not here. Here we literally saw the worst condo market we've ever seen. Then as interest rates went up in 2022, the first half of 2022 was fire here. And it was a very specific fire that was up over average price. It was houses, and it was not really expensive houses, but the above average stuff, because a lot of families were doing that upgrade to lock in their mortgage before the mortgage went up. But then the second half of 2022 was lame. In fact, it had this massive drop off. But all of a sudden in 2023, people started moving to Alberta. Our government was paying them. You could move to Alberta and get subsidized. They changed some of the rules about who could move here. Like both of you live in provinces where they're very much set up to help new Canadians. We're not set up for that. You guys are the point of entry. And so they actually didn't allow anybody that was new to Canada to relocate to Alberta unless they had a journeyman ticket. So we had a filter against who was coming into here, and now that filter is gone. So really, since 2023, we've had 200,000 new residents